If you've been put off tempering chocolate because of talk of having to use thermometers and precise temperatures, then hopefully this video will help you to change your mind, as there isn't a thermometer in sight. You can use whatever type of chocolate you like, plain, milk or white chocolate, but bear in mind the better quality it is, the better tempered chocolate you'll get at the end of the process. It needs to be cut up or broken into pieces about 2.5 centimetres, 1 inch, and then place 2/3 of it in a heat-proof bowl. That's about 2/3. Now this needs to be set over a pan of simmering water. It's very important not to get any water whatsoever into your chocolate, otherwise it'll just ruin it and it'll never temper. So the size of the bowl and pan are quite important. The bowl should be not even quite touching the water, and the water should be simmering. And then you basically just leave it for a while until it starts to melt, stirring every once in a while. Once the chocolate has completely melted, just remove the bowl from the pan so that it's no longer over any heat, and stir it quite vigorously. Then add half of the reserved chocolate pieces and stir very vigorously until those pieces melt. Now I'm going to do this in real time, but rather than just let you watch me stirring, which would be very boring, I'd just like to take the opportunity to explain the mechanics of what I'm doing so that you get a better idea of why it needs to be done. Now chocolate actually contains 6 different cocoa butter crystals. However, only one of these crystals is perfect to attain the shiny and crisp characteristics for tempered chocolate, which is used for dipping chocolates and making decorations such as scrolls and leaves. And the reason that this tempered chocolate is so perfect is because it remains much more stable, especially at room temperature. So tempering is basically the process of eliminating the other 5 unwanted crystals. Now melting chocolate actually destroys all the crystals. However, they do melt at different temperatures. So it is possible to get the chocolate to a temperature where the particular crystal that we want won't melt, but all the others will. And that's where the thermometer brigade normally comes in. Now I'm just going to stop there for a minute because that chocolate has melted, as you can see. And now I'm going to add the remaining pieces, just 1 piece at a time, stirring vigorously. And I'm going to explain to you why now. The temperature is important, and if you haven't got a thermometer, the best way to gauge it is that this chocolate mixture will be the right temperature when no more solid chocolate will melt into it. That piece is melted. I'm going to add another piece. vigorous stirring not only helps cool the mixture a little more quickly, but it also agitates the crystals and distributes them very evenly throughout the chocolate mixture. That second piece is now melted in. No, not quite. Ah, maybe we're getting there. So I'm going to add the third piece because I want to get my full complement of chocolate. And I'll just keep stirring until that melts into the liquid. It's actually taking a lot longer now, so I think we're nearly there. It may be that I'll have to remove that last little piece if it just won't melt into the liquid. Now whatever you do, don't reheat this. If it won't melt in, then just remove it, because reheating it will just undo all your good work and will untemper the mixture. There's still a little bit left, so I think this is about done. It may take a little bit of practice, but it really isn't very difficult. And if you end up having to remove a little bit of chocolate, so be it. You can eat it. And there we have perfectly tempered chocolate. And if you want to test whether your chocolate has been properly tempered, take a piece of parchment paper or non-stick baking paper, place a very small amount of the chocolate, smear it over, and if it sets relatively quickly, i.e. in a few minutes, to a high shine, then you know that your chocolate has been properly tempered, and you can go ahead and use it for whatever purposes you want.